That A plus paid off, right? Press open. What happened? Welcome back to another episode on the Active Recall YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be completing our very first CCNA lab or demonstration. I'm going to be showing you how to console in to your Cisco equipment using a console cable. Now, there's three ways that you can console into your Cisco equipment: console cable, telnet, secure shell. I don't advise you ever use telnet. I don't know who uses telnet still. All of the information that you're gonna be sending over the network is gonna be in the clear. That means that it's gonna be unencrypted, and hackers, snoopers, or whoever is gonna be able to intercept that information and be able to see everything, including your usernames, your passwords, your commands, everything, right? Secure shell is an encrypted version of telnet, and it's much more secure. In this video, we're gonna stick to the console cable, right? We're gonna stick to the hardware, right? Now, you're gonna need 5 things. You're going to need a console cable, and if you got the console cable that I got, which is this one, I should have gotten the more updated one. This is the old school one, but if you got this one with the RJ45 on one end and the serial on the other end, which is the female, right? You're going to need something else, which is this USB adapter, right? You got the male end here, which you plug into the female end, and then you have the USB end, which you stick into your laptop or your computer. Then you're going to need some Cisco equipment, of course. I chose to use the Cisco 1841 router because the console port is on the front, right? Let me show you real quick. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yep. Right? You got the console port right here, right in upper right hand side. So I'll be able to just plug it up real quick and show you how it's done. You're also gonna need a computer with Windows on it. You could use, I think you can use Mac. I've never used Mac to console in to my equipment, but we're gonna be using Windows. Just need a laptop computer or a regular desktop computer, whichever one you wanna use. And you're also gonna be needing Putty, which is a terminal emulator. It's where you're going to be sending all of your commands over the network or over the wire or what have you. It's an integral, very important part of this whole process, right? And I'll show you how to download it if you don't know how to get it. It's very simple and straightforward. Here's a hint: google.com. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Sorry. First, we're gonna do a little drawing. I think it's a good habit for us network engineers or future network engineers to get into the habit of drawing out our plans, right? It's a good habit to have, to plan everything, to include the components and all of that stuff, so that if we ever get lost, we can always go back to our diagram. So I'm gonna draw up a little diagram here and show you how everything is gonna come together so that we can console in to our Cisco equipment, right? So real quick, we're just gonna talk about the things that we're gonna be using in this demonstration, right? Which is console cable with the female end. And don't make fun of my drawing. This is NFT worthy. I'm gonna turn this into an NFT and I'm gonna sell it on the market, right? For some ETH, right? And on the other end of our console cable, we have our RJ45, right? RJ45. Now, please, 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 please do not put this RJ45 port or this RJ45 connector into an RJ45 port with this console cable, because some very bad things can happen, right? Don't say I didn't warn you. Put this into the console cable, right? Just saying. I've never done it before. I might have to look up what happens when you actually do it, but just don't do it. I heard some bad things can happen, right? Now you're gonna use, we have our adapter right here, which is our male end right here, and this is the USB, boom. So this is the console cable. This is our adapter, right? Let's put adapter right there. Now you're gonna need a CPU. We're going to need a CPU, computer, and we're going to need some Cisco equipment, right? Which is one router. We're gonna be using a router. You can use a switch. Logging into a switch is pretty much the same thing as logging into a router. The difference is that with my equipment right here, the console port is on the back, and that's an administrative headache right now. So we're gonna go with using a nice little router, right? Now, the first thing you're gonna do is connect these together, right? Simple, straightforward, male, female, boom. Now you're gonna take your RJ45 port and you're going to plug it into the console port. Don't mess around and plug it into the RJ45 port. Please don't do that for the millionth time. Again, bad things I heard happens. Then you're gonna take the USB end, plug it into your computer. Now you have a nice little circuit or connection between your computer and your router, right? And this computer is gonna have Putty on it. It's where our command line interface is gonna be at, right? Cool. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to connect everything up, and that's pretty much it, right? We have our console cable, we have our adapter, and what we're gonna do is just gonna plug it up like this. Boom, plug it up, screw it in, make sure that it's secure, right? Plug it up. Now I don't think it really matters which end you put in first, but I'm gonna go with this, the console end, and we're gonna put it, let me zoom in real quick. Gonna put it in our console port. All right, simple. I love that sound, by the way. And then let's zoom out real quick, right? Don't want you guys all up in my nostrils. And then now we're just gonna take this and we're gonna stick it into the computer. Boom, right? Oh, now here's a key part. We have to turn the router on. I almost forgot. Turn the router on. Boom. It's on, right? So this should be all plugged up. Now we're gonna go back to our computer and we're gonna start to configure Putty. I'm gonna walk you through all of that, right? Now here we are, right? We have look at this. This is art right here. I'm gonna turn this into an NFT and I'm gonna sell this, right? So let me know if you guys are interested. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to theoretically, I already have Putty, right? But theoretically, say I didn't have Putty. And we know that it's connected. I was making sure that it's connected. We know that it's connected because we see the blue light, right? Now, theoretically, if we don't have Putty, we'll download Putty, right? Now, theoretically, you have to download Putty, right? But I already have Putty on my system already, so I'll just show you where to get it from. And as you can see on the screen already, you can get Putty right here, right? Just go to Google, type in Putty, and you're good to go. And once again, what is Putty? Just to clarify, Putty is a free and open source terminal emulator, serial console, and network file transfer application. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. This is the most exciting part, right? This is when we actually get to console in to our fancy equipment. Here we go. You can click this right here, right? So you already downloaded it. Oh, now this is a crucial part that I tripped up on a few times. In order for you to actually console in, you're gonna have to select serial and then go to your device manager to figure out which COM port you have, right? Device manager. See, now mine says COM3. So that's what we're gonna type in to the Putty configuration module, if you will. Boom, COM3, and we're in, right? All you have to do is press enter a few times. You're in, straightforward, right? Now let's play with some commands. Type in enable. Now you're in enable mode. Now you can really make some magic happen, right? Now configure terminal. Configure terminal. Oh, now you can really start to get into the nitty gritty of what you want to do with your router or what have you. So now let's say I want to start configuring some interfaces. I'll just type in this interface FA. I believe it's 0/1. Yep, there we go. And we can start to enter some commands. We can start saying, I don't know. Let's see, auto negotiate. Right? No, I don't know. Well, I screwed up there. But anyway, point is this. This is when things start to get real, right? When you start consoling in and you start doing some settings and you start fooling around on the command line. I mean, you could do this stuff on Packet Tracer, but it's a lot more exciting to do it with real equipment. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, we got our wires all over the place and all of that stuff. It's much more exciting to work with real equipment and to start fooling around on the command line. I just had some technical difficulties before and had to restart my computer. These are things that are going to happen in the real world, and Packet Tracer cannot emulate that, no pun intended. I ran into some issues where the port wasn't opening up for whatever reason, and I had to restart my computer and I had to turn the router off, turn it back on again, and just, this is stuff that's really going to happen in real life. It's so valuable, and this is why I love doing all of this on camera, not the whole fooling around with trying to restart things and troubleshoot, but it allows me to reinforce the knowledge, to go through the process, and for people to actually be able to relate to what's going to happen when they're in the field, or even when they're fooling around in their own home lab. And this is why I emphasize the importance of getting a home lab. You're not gonna get all of this experience when you're fooling around with Packet Tracer. But once again, if you cannot afford equipment, right? I got like 6 pieces of equipment right here. If you can't afford none of that, cool, use Packet Tracer. That's fine. You'll learn how to use the command line at least, because you saw as I tried to set up auto negotiate or whatever on one of these ports, I screwed up, right? But it takes practice. But that was fun. That was very, very fun. I'm definitely going to keep doing these little labs as my knowledge in configuring this equipment progresses. I'll show you what I'm learning as I go along, and maybe you guys can share your progress as well. That sounds like a fast car, but maybe you guys can share your progress as well, and then we can learn and grow together. If you like to check out more of the theoretical concepts, click right here. I have a whole playlist talking about the concepts of subnetting. This was exciting. This was fun. This was very fun. Had a real troubleshooting moment there. But it's IT, right? But anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time.